She was 62, walked every morning, ate clean, no high blood pressure, no diabetes. Then one afternoon, she collapsed. Stroke. Everyone was stunned, even her doctors. The real shock? It came from the food she trusted the most, a type of bean eaten every day. Turns out, not all beans are safe after 60, but 5 of them, they do the opposite. They protect your brain when used right. I'll show you all 5 and how to use them at the end of this video. Now let's begin with black beans. Have you ever felt tired or a little foggy after lunch? Like your head's not quite clear, or maybe your breathing gets heavier and you just need to sit down for a minute? It's easy to think, well, I'm just getting older. But sometimes what you're feeling is actually your blood sugar spiking and putting quiet stress on your blood vessels. And over time, that kind of silent stress can slowly move you closer to a stroke without any warning signs at all. Now, I want to share something simple with you, something that can really help, and it's not a new trend. Black beans. They're not fancy, they're not expensive, but they can lower your blood pressure, calm inflammation, balance your sugar, and even support your memory. All from just one small bowl a day. I had a patient, 66 years old, no diabetes, ate pretty healthy, walked every morning, but every afternoon, just after lunch, she'd feel foggy, couldn't focus, sometimes had to sit down because she felt short of breath. We checked her blood sugar about an hour after her meal. It had jumped to 180. That's a dangerous number. Even if your fasting sugar looks normal, these after-meal spikes still hurt your arteries. So we made a few small changes. She cut back on white rice, added more greens, and she started eating slow-cooked black beans with a little ginger and olive oil. Just a bowl a day. And after 3 weeks, her afternoon fatigue was gone. Her top blood pressure number dropped by 8 points. That's more than what 3 months of medication had done. Why are black beans so powerful? They're full of something called resistant starch. That means your body doesn't absorb it right away. Instead, it travels down to feed the good bacteria in your gut. And those bacteria create a healing acid called butyrate. That little acid, it calms inflammation, protects your blood vessels, and even keeps your brain cells healthy. You don't need a lot. Just try 1 bowl tomorrow. Cook it soft, maybe with a bit of pumpkin, or stir it into porridge if chewing is hard. Black beans gently support your heart and your brain. They have soluble fiber, the kind that lowers your bad LDL cholesterol, and that helps clear out fatty buildup in your arteries, the stuff that leads to strokes. And here's something else. If you're watching your blood pressure, black beans give you both magnesium and potassium. And those are 2 minerals your body still absorbs well even after 60. Magnesium helps your blood vessels relax. Potassium helps flush out excess salt. Together, they support a steady heartbeat and calmer, more stable pressure, all without adding more pills. The American Heart Association says just 1,000 milligrams of potassium a day can lower blood pressure by 3 to 5 points. And guess what? 1 bowl of black beans already gives you almost 600 milligrams. And don't forget the color. That deep black skin, it's full of anthocyanins, natural antioxidants that protect the lining of your blood vessels, fight off damage, and slow down the stiffening of the tiny vessels in your brain. This might be why some older folks feel dizzy after eating, or forget words for a moment without knowing why. It's not just aging. Sometimes it's your brain's vessels under stress. So here's what I tell my patients. You don't need to change everything. Just start with 1 bowl of black beans a day. You can cook it soft with a few vegetables, or add it to porridge if that's easier.
Even swapping part of your rice for black beans can help. Give it a few weeks. You might feel clearer after meals, have steadier energy, and your blood pressure might quietly improve without adding more meds. Black beans protect your blood vessels. And in our next video, I'll show you another bean, one that may help clear brain toxins and slow aging. But for now, try a bowl of black beans tomorrow. You deserve to feel clear, steady, and strong. If this helped you, please don't forget to subscribe, like, or share this video. That's how I know these stories are reaching the people who need them. And we'll keep working to bring you more simple, trustworthy tips, just like this one.
2. Lentils. Have you ever felt a little foggy in the afternoon? Maybe your thoughts aren't as clear, or names take longer to come back to you. That can be scary, and I want you to know there's something simple that can help. Lentils. They're soft, easy to cook, and powerful for your brain, especially if you've had high blood pressure, mild memory loss, or even a mini-stroke in the past. Just adding lentils to your meals a few times a week can improve blood flow to your brain and protect your blood vessels from aging too fast. You see, lentils are rich in folate and vitamin B6. These two help lower something called homocysteine, a harmful compound that damages blood vessels and brain cells. High homocysteine has been linked to stroke and even Alzheimer's. But in a study, older adults who ate lentils 3 times a week lowered their levels by nearly 30%. That's a big shift, and it doesn't come from pills. But that's not all. Lentils also contain polyphenols, natural plant compounds that switch on special genes in your body called sirtuins. These genes help your cells repair damage, live longer, and fight off inflammation. Think of it like giving your brain cells a gentle reset, so they can stay sharp, even when life wears them down. Lentils also provide a good dose of iron and magnesium, 2 minerals that help deliver oxygen to the brain and keep your blood vessels relaxed. That's especially helpful if you've ever felt tension in your head or had trouble sleeping from poor circulation. One of my patients, Mr. Jackson, 70 years old, had been very careful with his diet, but he told me, "Doctor, I still feel confused by evening, like I just fade." When we looked closely, I saw he wasn't getting enough B vitamins, and his meals didn't support blood flow to the brain. So I gave him something simple: lentils cooked with a bit of turmeric and black pepper, served with leafy greens and a small spoon of healthy fat. He ate it 3 times a week. 2 months later, he came back smiling. He said his thinking was clearer, his speech more confident, and his blood pressure finally improving. You might wonder, isn't it just a small bean? But lentils are one of the oldest healing foods in the world, used in traditional diets from India, the Middle East, and the Mediterranean. In fact, populations that eat lentils regularly tend to have lower rates of stroke and cognitive decline after 60. If you've been feeling like your mind is slowing down, try a small bowl of lentils this week. They cook quickly, they're easy on the stomach, and they just might give your brain the gentle boost it's been waiting for. A lot of people your age tell me, "Doctor, I avoid beans. I don't want gas and they're too much work." And I get it. Your stomach isn't like it used to be. But lentils? They're different. You don't have to soak them. They cook soft in just 20 minutes, and they're gentle on digestion. If you've ever felt bloated after a meal, lentils may actually help by keeping your blood sugar steady and making it easier for your body to absorb other nutrients. They're also rich in prebiotic fiber. That means they feed the good bacteria in your gut, which affects not just digestion, but also your mood, your immune system, and even your sleep. You can toss in just a small handful into a pot of soup with carrots or onions. It becomes a light, warm dish, easy to chew, easy to digest, and full of fiber, vitamins, antioxidants. If you want to make it even more powerful, try pairing lentils with herbs like rosemary or thyme. These have additional brain protective compounds that work together with lentils to support memory and focus. I don't want you to feel overwhelmed with science. You don't need to remember everything. Just try a small serving 3 times a week.
your body will tell you the rest. To me, lentils aren't just brain food. They're part of a smart, gentle plan to stay clear-headed, active, and independent after 60. And believe me, no one expects such a tiny bean to help with memory, blood vessels, and even digestion. But it does. And the next bean? It looks simple, but it helps lower cholesterol, steady your heartbeat, and gently balance hormones for both men and women after 60. The truth is, many people are already eating it without realizing how much it's protecting them every single day.
3. Chickpeas. You ever feel like something's changing in your body, but you just can't explain it? Maybe your sleep gets lighter. You wake up more tired, even after 7-8 hours. Or you feel like your mood dips for no reason. Some days anxious, some days just low. And your doctor says it's just part of aging. But you know it's more than that. A few months ago, I sat down with a 69-year-old woman. She had high blood pressure, her cholesterol kept creeping up, and since menopause, she told me, "I sleep like I'm always half awake. I feel off. My body's out of sync." She wasn't looking for more pills. She just wanted to feel like herself again. So we started simple. No crash diets, no extreme workouts. She swapped one lunch a day for a salad with chickpeas, veggies, and olive oil. That's it. 4 weeks later, she came back smiling. "Doctor, I finally slept through the night. My mind feels clearer, and my cholesterol dropped by 20%. No side effects, no pressure. Just a small bowl of the right food at the right time." They don't look special, but they can support your cholesterol, blood pressure, and gently balance your hormones, for both men and women. The key lies in the way chickpeas work inside your gut. They contain soluble fiber and natural plant sterols. Together, these block bad cholesterol, LDL, from being absorbed. That means less buildup in your blood vessels and better flow to your heart and brain. One study showed that eating just one bowl of chickpeas per day lowered LDL cholesterol by 15.8%. That's not a small number. It's enough to make a difference, especially if your arteries are already stiff or your family has a history of heart disease. Another review of 26 studies confirmed the same thing. Eating about 130 grams of chickpeas a day can lower LDL by 5 to 10% on average. That's like giving your blood vessels a daily cleanup. But there's something more, especially important for women after menopause and men dealing with testosterone shifts. Chickpeas contain a natural compound called phytoestrogens. These gently support your hormone balance, helping reduce hot flashes, calm your mood, lower anxiety, and even help you sleep better. For men, a small amount of phytoestrogens may help slow the process that turns testosterone into DHT, something that's linked to prostate issues and irregular heartbeat. And the best part? It works gently, without throwing your body out of balance. A review from the U.S. National Institutes of Health found that diets with moderate phytoestrogens could lower hormone-related health risks for both men and women, without needing pills, without side effects. Just something simple that you can cook soft with vegetables, blend into hummus with a little lemon and sesame oil. It's gentle and smooth. If you can still chew well, try roasting them lightly for a snack. It's crunchy and way better than chips or crackers. Chickpeas give full-body support. They don't just help your cholesterol, they support your sleep, your mood, and your immune system. And they fit easily into any kind of meal, whether you're trying to lose weight or stay strong and energized.
We've now talked about 3 types of beans. Each one supports your body in a different way. But the next one, that brings all 3 benefits together for your blood pressure, bones, and blood vessels. And the funny thing is, you've probably eaten it since you were young, but never realized how much it could help prevent stroke. 4. White beans. You may have eaten white beans before, in soups, stews, maybe with rice. But did you know they might be one of the best beans to protect your blood vessels, bones, and blood pressure all at once? They don't get talked about much, but they quietly do a lot. And after 60, these 3 things, healthy vessels, strong bones, and steady pressure, can make all the difference in avoiding stroke. White beans, especially types like cannellini or navy beans, are rich in calcium, magnesium, and potassium, 3 minerals your body really needs as you age. Just 1 cup gives about 160 milligrams of calcium. That's nearly 16% of your daily need. And this kind of plant-based calcium, it's much easier to absorb than the calcium in milk, which often causes bloating or discomfort. But here's the part that matters most. Calcium only helps you when it goes to the right place, your bones. If it ends up in the arteries instead, it can harden them, making them stiff, narrow, and more likely to break under pressure. That's where magnesium comes in. It helps your body activate vitamin D and guide calcium into your bones, not into your blood vessels. When you don't have enough magnesium, or when these minerals are out of balance, calcium starts going to the wrong places. And when that happens in the brain, even a small rise in pressure can tear or crack fragile vessels, leading to a bleeding stroke. There's also the other side, when hardened arteries block blood flow. That's another kind of stroke, just as dangerous. One study published in the journal Stroke found that people with calcium buildup in the arteries going to the brain had more than twice the risk of stroke, even if their age and blood pressure were the same. So this isn't just about bones. It's about where the minerals go, and white beans help your body guide them to the right place. Try adding them to a stew. Cook them soft with greens and olive oil. Or simply replace part of your rice with white beans a few times a week. It's a gentle change, but it gives your body the minerals it needs to stay flexible, steady, and protected. When you get the right balance of magnesium, potassium, and calcium, your blood vessels don't just stay open, they stay soft and flexible. That's how white beans quietly protect your brain and your heart. They help slow down artery hardening and keep the small blood vessels in your brain from becoming stiff. That's how you lower the risk of both types of stroke, one from a clot and one from a bleed. There's a study from hypertension research that found older adults who ate more magnesium and potassium from foods like beans dropped their top blood pressure number by 12%. Just 10 points lower? That can reduce stroke risk by nearly 30%. But here's something I see often in my clinic. Many people think they're eating healthy just because they cut salt. But when I ask more, they rarely get enough magnesium or potassium from real food. One man in his 70s told me he ate vegetables every day, but avoided beans, thought they were hard to digest. I showed him how to cook soft white beans with onions and kale 3 times a week. 6 weeks later, his blood pressure dropped, no change in his medication. He also said he slept more deeply and stopped waking up in the middle of the night. White beans are soft, mild, and easy to cook. If you soak and cook them properly, they don't cause gas like people often fear. And when you mix them with leafy greens and a little olive oil, you get a gentle meal full of protein and minerals that keeps you full longer and help steady your blood sugar after eating. But white beans don't just protect your blood vessels. They also help keep your bones strong, which matters more than most people realize. According to the International Osteoporosis Foundation, older adults with weak bones are 3 times more likely to fall and suffer brain injuries than those with strong bones. So keeping your bones strong and your vessels soft, that's the double key to staying active and stroke-free after 65. You might have always seen white beans as plain, nothing special. But now you know. They quietly help keep your blood vessels soft, your pressure steady, and your bones strong without needing extra supplements. Sometimes, it's the simplest foods that do the most important work, silently protecting you every single day. But if you're still here with me, there's one more bean I want you to know about. It's small, not very common, but it may be the only one that reaches deep inside the brain's blood vessels to calm silent inflammation, the kind that leads to stroke when nobody's looking. This last bean might be the most powerful of all, and I'll show you why.
5. Azuki beans. Have you ever heard of Azuki beans? They're small, reddish-brown beans, often used in Japanese or East Asian cooking. You may have eaten them before, but not realized just how powerful they are. Among all the beans that are good for people over 60, Azuki beans are the least mentioned, and because of that, they're often forgotten. But quietly, they might be one of the best when it comes to healing blood vessels and calming the kind of deep inflammation that leads to stroke. What makes Azuki beans special is that they're packed with polyphenols, especially catechin, the same natural compound found in green tea. These polyphenols help your body fight off harmful particles and reduce silent inflammation inside the blood vessels. You see, most people think inflammation is about joints or digestion, but that's just the surface. The real danger is chronic inflammation in the inner lining of your arteries. Over the years, that inner layer becomes tired, it weakens, it starts to crack, and that's when plaque builds up. Those plaques can break off, block blood flow to your brain, and cause a stroke without warning. And if your vessels are already weak, even a small rise in blood pressure can burst a tiny vessel in your brain and lead to bleeding. That's why calming inflammation isn't just about feeling better. It's about stopping strokes before they start. And Azuki beans help you do that. They've been shown to reduce CRP, which is one of the body's main markers for inflammation. They're also strong antioxidants, which help protect and repair your vessel walls. For people over 60, that means better blood flow to the brain, more flexible vessels, and a lower chance of something going wrong when pressure rises. So if you've never tried Azuki beans, this might be a gentle place to start. You don't need much, just a small serving, cooked with brown rice or in a soft soup. Let your body feel the difference. There was a study in the journal Nutrition and Metabolism. It showed that older adults who ate Azuki beans every day for 8 weeks lowered their CRP, a marker of inflammation, by 22%. And that's important because high CRP is closely linked to stroke and heart attack. When CRP drops, it means the inflammation is calming and your blood vessels are starting to heal from the inside. Azuki beans don't stop there. They also give you something called molybdenum, a small but important mineral that helps your liver work better, so your body can clear out harmful waste more easily. Less waste, less pressure on the heart. That's how healing starts, gently, from within. Another study from Japan, published in Aging Cell, found that Azuki bean extract helped increase something called the FOXO3 gene. This gene is linked to long life and better repair of aging cells. It also helps protect your brain's blood vessels and slow down the kind of damage that builds up quietly over the years.
I remember one of my patients, Mrs. Serena. She was 74, had a history of mild stroke and high CRP, even though she was already taking medication. She started eating Azuki beans 3 times a week, cooked with brown rice and dried seaweed, just like how people in Okinawa eat. After 2 months, her CRP dropped by nearly 30%. Her blood pressure became more stable, and she told me she felt lighter, slept better, and woke up feeling more clear and alert in the mornings. What I also love about Azuki beans is how easy they are. No need to soak. They cook faster than most beans. When slow cooked with brown rice, seaweed, or lotus root, they make a soft, healing meal, gentle on your stomach and good for your circulation. Their light sweetness makes them easy to enjoy, especially if your appetite is small. And beyond all the research, Azuki beans are part of daily meals in Okinawa, home to the world's longest living people and one of the lowest stroke rates in Asia. So if you ask me, Azuki beans truly deserve a spot in your meals, because when you eat them regularly, you're reaching deep inside the body, where inflammation hides and where strokes begin. And that's how we take away the surprise. We've just walked through 5 simple kinds of beans, but each one does something powerful for your body. They don't just give you protein. They help calm hidden inflammation, steady your blood pressure, protect your brain's tiny blood vessels, and even support the genes that repair damage as you age. I know that after 60, food can feel more confusing than helpful. One day it's good, the next day it's not. But if there's one simple truth you remember today, let it be this. Food is not just for energy, it's your medicine. Just by choosing the right foods, you can gently shift your body away from stroke risk and toward healing. You don't need to eat all 5 types of beans. Just pick 2 or 3 that feel right for you. Ones that fit your digestion, your routine, your taste. Start small. Add them to soup, porridge, or just a warm side dish. Try it twice a week, then 3. Let your body tell you the rest. Because the truth is, stroke isn't always sudden. Sometimes it's been building up quietly for years through stiff blood vessels, high pressure, and hidden inflammation. And what you eat each day can either push that door open or quietly close it. So just try this tomorrow. Pick 1 small bowl of beans, cook it soft, season it simply, and enjoy it without pressure. That's 1 step forward. If this video helped you, please share it with a loved one, especially someone over 60 who wants to protect their brain and heart without relying only on pills. And if you'd like to see more simple, science-backed advice like this, leave a comment below, give the video a like, and click subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Thank you for spending this time with me. You deserve to feel clear, strong, and in control of your health. I'm wishing you peaceful nights, sharp mornings, and a long life filled with energy and joy.